So, Jeremy, you've had a long career already in the music business. You've established yourself. You've done quite a bit, but you're now embarking and pursuing a solo career. How significant was it to you when you made it through the auditions as an artist, solo artist, and you were chosen for the Voices Blind auditions? I mean, you've seen so much in the business. Was it still special? Was it impactful? How did it feel to you personally? How significant was it?
I mean, I hear so many people say, you've been doing this for so long, and I hear the number 20 years. I've been hearing that a lot lately, and I've never really had to take into account how many years, I've really been working until I started The Voice. Um, and it really just brought things full circle for me, like, because I've just been working because I love it. I love to sing. Um, but being on The Voice really kind of brought it all together. And it made it all make sense. You've been singing background for so long. Now it's time for you to be in the forefront. And not that I've never sang in the forefront before, but it's always been as a background vocalist. So having those three amazing artists turn around and say those amazing things about me, and confirm things about me that I probably would have never in a million years imagined any of those people saying two words to me, let alone, enjoying my voice, and, having wanting me on their team. And that was just, it was really full circle. It was amazing. It was life changing because I'm now forced to look at myself differently, and really see the work that I've done. And it is what it is. I'm here, and I'm very happy to be here.
That's interesting that you say you're looking at yourself differently, because you've been the same person, or you've grown into the musician that you are today, the musician that you were on the stage in front of those three iconic music artists. But did you not give yourself that same respect that they gave for you? Had you not seen yourself as that musician, that powerful musician that would turn their heads and their ears and validate what you've been doing and who you are as an artist? Had you not given yourself that?
Honestly, the mentality has been, enjoy the moments, enjoy the opportunities that you're given. Keep your head down and work. Stay humble,
Yeah.
you know, and that turned into, not necessarily looking at myself um, in totality of the totality of who I am, you know, and this show really forced me to do that. There were many times where, we're in production and like, change your phrasing, you know, change how you're talking because this is not about anybody else but you right now. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
the kind of person that, I want to bring my friends, I want to bring my family, I want to bring my coworkers and everybody, but they're like, no, this is your moment. And that was something that I really had to work on. Um, so it was something different. And maybe I definitely love myself and I respect myself, but maybe I didn't totally respect, who I was as an artist. And now I do. And here we are.
And do you feel like you needed family, friends in the past? Almost all your people, the people that support you and love you. Did you feel like you needed them to be you completely, and now you are just sort of the focus is all on you, and so you're reflecting, you're looking at yourself as
Yes, a huge moment of reflection for sure. And I do think I may have felt like I needed them to fully be me. Um, but the relationships that I have and my friends, my family, my musician friends is a huge family of us. You know, we are who we are together and we are who we are
yeah.
individually, and I'm just grateful, to be able to get that chance. A lot of people won't get this chance, to see themselves. So, you know, see yourself right now, wherever you are. Just don't wait. I'm grateful that I had this opportunity to do that.
Was that scary when you thought, it's all on me, all eyes are on me, and I've got to really pull it out, really present who I am? Was that scary? Maybe with the idea of losing that comfort of those friends and family for a little bit while you worked on yourself and
Yeah, I
on the
think
music?
if it was scary, I think the scary part was like, this is all on me. You know, there's no soprano
The
or
pressure.
tenor or alto next to me where we are together and it's on us. No, this is on me, my energy, not just my vocal performance, but my energy and everything that I bring to my performance is all on me. And the scary part was, always me leading back to not letting someone else down, you know. And I think
Yeah.
now it's about me. It's about not letting myself down. It's about, really stepping into the fullness of who I am as an artist.
And how do you feel about that? Do you feel you can do that? That you've got
I
that?
do. I
Yeah.
do. I know I can. I know I am, and I'm here. I have no choice. I've been doing this too long to not step up to the plate. So
So
yeah,
you made this conscious choice though to go to work on your solo career, right? At some
yes,
point recently.
yes. Mhm.
And the voice was maybe one of the first challenges that you gave yourself to that for the solo career. Why was that one of the first steps that you took?
It wasn't one of the first steps that I've taken as a solo artist, but it is one of the first opportunities that really helped change my mindset about my artistry. And it was just really encouraging. It encouraged me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it gave me more confidence. And you know, when I was, going back and forth with the coaches, John and Kelly and Adam, you know, we kind of felt, well, they kind of felt like we're the same age a little bit. They're a little bit older than me, but we're all around the same age bracket, and they really just made me feel like I was one of them, and I think that partly gave me, more confidence. John Legend saying, "Hey, let's sing together." I don't feel like he'll ask to sing with someone who's unable to sing.
That was an amazing.
you
That
know,
was really cool. It must have been. You must have had goose pimples and
it
goosebumps.
was surreal, man. I was there, but I was like on the moon somewhere watching watching it all happen.
I bet. I bet. Um, so if you reflect back on all the obstacles, I'm sure there have been many that you've overcome to reach this milestone.
Yeah,
What are some of those valuable lessons that you brought with you to this experience, and maybe some advice or mentors that you've cherished
man.
aside from the coaches that you brought to the that you brought with you?
Yeah, The Voice, the whole everybody at The Voice they've been so amazing, very encouraging. The Voice is such an amazing show because it's centered around you as the singer. There's no gimmicks, there's no extra. It's specifically the voice. You're singing. You need to be at your best as a vocalist. You need to give your best performance, and we are here to support that. And that alone, changed my life. I'm also a vocal coach as well. So, um, when I'm with my students, I try to give this holistic approach, as a coach, not just technical advice, but really holistic. And I got the same thing at The Voice. It's the same type of encouragement. So, more than anything, it was just confirmation of the path that I was already on. Um, and, I think a lot of the obstacles that I faced, the ones that come to mind are are because of me, you know, because of me not believing in myself and
Mm-hmm.
um, not really stepping out, on faith on myself. When I'm with my friends, y'all know who y'all are. When we singing together, we good. I'm confident, and we doing this. We gonna kill it. You know, But now that it's me, that energy has to be amped up even more because it's just me. And I would just say to anybody that as a solo artist, whatever you do, don't don't go half on yourself. Go 100%. Don't half step. Don't doubt yourself.
Isn't it interesting that that is often the case? We are our own worst enemies when it comes to the obstacles that we place in front of ourselves.
Definitely.
It is something to think about. And I'm
Yeah.
glad you had that experience with the coaches. That really says something about who they are, and maybe sometimes why they made it to where they are. They've got talent,
Absolutely.
of course, but it's also that other thing, that believing in an artist, that encouragement, and all that go along with it. Well, Kelly Clarkson expressed her belief in your ability to win the show. That was an amazing statement. I agree with her. How did her vote of confidence? How did that vote of confidence from Kelly Clarkson boost your confidence?
I mean, Kelly is someone that understands this whole situation because she's birthed her artistry was sort of birthed from a competition show, American Idol. So she understands the nerves that we were facing that day. She understands everything that may have been going on in our mind as singers, and she's made it through that, and she's successful, and you can't take that away from her. So if she is telling me that she believes that I can win, then I believe I can win too.
Mm-hmm.
You
Did you believe you could
and
win when you walked in the first day? Did you have
you
that
know,
confidence?
if I can be honest, I really like I want to win, and I wanted to, you know, go in there aggressive, like I'm in a competition, you know. But that's not me. Like, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be on this stage. And I know I
You're
probably
humble.
shouldn't say that, but I was just grateful for the opportunity, and winning was just something that if it came with it, great. If not, I'm still grateful. But when she said that, and you know, um, everything that transpired after, I said, well, maybe I do have a shot. You know,
Yeah, must have felt great. You said
yeah.
Kelly Clarkson understands what an artist is thinking before they go on stage. If it's not too
Specifically with,
personal, could you tell me what you were like? What are those things that you're thinking before you
oh yeah.
perform like that?
I mean, I've sang on so many different stages, so many different venues, over my life, and solo and as a background artist. But the voice and TV shows like American Idol, and I don't know if you remember The Four, and America's Got Talent. That's, to me, I feel like that's a different beast,
Yeah,
you know, and I feel like she understands that beast as well as just getting on stage to sing, but she understands the competition show beast. And in my head, you know, I just didn't want to mess up. Like, don't mess up. I've seen people get on these shows and miss words. Lyrics are the bane of my existence. So I just wanted to make sure I knew all the lyrics. I was on point
how
because you
long do you
only
have to
got that.
rehearse a song like that? How long did you have to rehearse that song?
A lot. They give
Yeah.
you ample time to prepare, so it's like no excuse. you know, um, I had no excuse, man. So I wanted to make sure I got up there and I nailed as much as possible. if
Was
not
there
everything.
anything that you were critical of? Are you critical typically of yourself and your performances? Do you walk off and say, God, I wish I would have done that differently?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've, over the years, I've had to train myself to just, once you're up there, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let go of everything. You work, 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 work. And this is one of some of the advice that I got from the show is you work, you rehearse, you practice. And then when you get up there, let it go,
Hmm.
because
I like that.
you've already put in the time. It's going to come out.
Be in the
If it's in you,
moment,
it's going
feel it,
to be in the moment.
feel the vibe,
Exactly.
feel the audience. Well, speaking of audiences, you've been on stage as you've established for years in front of, enthusiastic, loving audiences. And so now on the stage at The Voice, when those chairs turn one by one by one, and those huge music icons are facing you for the first time, how did that feeling differ, if you can put it into words, that feeling at that moment compared to all these years in front of audiences that love what you're doing? And what was was there a difference in how you felt as an artist?
Man, I've been on stage and, some of my singing partners next to me, like, guys, Stevie Wonder is out in the audience right now,
Oh my
and I'm like,
God.
what? You know, or, Patti LaBelle is standing right on the side of the stage watching us. So just don't turn around. So, like moments like that,
Yeah.
I've had so many times, man. And, it just makes my heart race. And it's like, what an honor. These people are in the audience. These people are standing on the side of the stage watching me. And these are legends, that have, you know, deposited something so important to the culture, to music, to this world. And, you're sitting in the audience watching me or, whoever I'm with, I'm included. I'm up there too. So you're going to see me. And then you fast forward to The Voice, where the only reason why these people are turning around is because of you. It's a different pressure, but I think I took that moment and said, because I honestly, I didn't think. I mean, not that I didn't think, but I didn't expect a three-chair turn. I was just hoping that somebody would turn around,
It would
and
feel like it'd take your breath away. It'd be, oh, but I've still got to perform. I can't let
and
that affect me.
yes, that, and I made some good friends on the show too, and I watched their blind, and I'm looking at them like, some of them are winking at them when they turn around and waving, and I'm just like, no, don't, don't, don't mess up these words. Forget waving at them, and I'm looking at that's John Legend right there, that's Kelly, that's Adam, and they are real people. That's the real version of them sitting there looking at you, and they turn around because they are enjoying you and give it up. Finish this song out strong. And that's really what I was thinking. Finish the song out strong. Don't pass out.
Yeah, don't pass out, don't fall down. I
Yeah.
I've often thought about, like, because they hit the button at a certain time, they turn the chair. There's something at that moment that they heard that they're like, I like this guy. He's got it. He's got what I
Yeah.
need, and a person that I want to coach and work with. I wonder, I'd love to know at what moment they heard and what they heard, from their perspective. Did anybody tell you? Did Adam tell you what? Was there a specific point
Not
from something that he
necessarily
heard?
when he turned around, because I saw him turn around. The show is also about the competition between the three of them too.
Right.
And so I noticed, John turned first, and Adam looked at John like, oh, really? Man, well, I'm gonna turn around too. Um, so I noticed like that whole situation with them. I felt like that was kind of separate from me in a sense because, it's a competition with them. So Adam is like, oh, you gonna turn? I'm gonna turn around too. And Kelly is not so quick to turn around. I don't know if you notice. she will probably most likely be the
Yeah.
last one to turn around unless you just catch her immediately.
That's what made me think of when I watched her face as she's listened to different artists. So over the years, she's not so quick. She's like waiting for that moment, waiting for that. Has this all added up?
Mhm.
Like she's listening to the talent. So,
Right,
so
right.
they all battled over, over you. They all wanted you very badly on their team. And then you shocked everybody, especially you had, uh, that duet with John, which would, I guess everybody, including myself, thought, well, he's going to go with John. How can you not go with John after that? But
Right.
you shocked everybody when you selected Adam Levine, and you said
Yeah.
choosing Adam wasn't the obvious choice, especially after that duet. But you felt that he would bring something different out of you as an artist, and I thought that is very insightful and mature of you to not just go with the flattery or the moment, the feeling, but you were thinking, who can bring something out of me that's different? Who can,
Right.
can you expand on that a little bit? What did you think, and what do you hope that Adam would bring out in you?
I mean, well, first of all, um, they had our parents out there with us. Um, and as I'm like talking to my mom and my dad, we're figuring out who we're going to pick. We're looking at the pictures. They have these big, huge pictures of them, Adam, Kelly, and John. And I'm looking like, I'm going to pick John. And then I'm like, I'm going to pick Kelly. I
Yeah.
literally, the day of my blind, I went through all three of them and I was settled on John. And then I was like, wait. And then I was settled on Kelly. And I was like, wait. And I settled on Adam because I have so much respect for all three of them. Um, but, Adam is not, um, like his genre of music is a genre that I listen to, but not necessarily a genre that I sing.
Mhm.
And so, you know, it's his music is in me, it's in my veins, but it's not something that I practice because I sing R&B a lot of times. I do stuff, with orchestras, a lot of classical stuff, but it's mostly R&B. It's mostly, the urban music. Um and I felt like he would just be somebody different. And I've been catching a little bit of flack for that. People in the comments are like, that was, saying whatever they say.
You know what
But
though?
I
I
love
think
John
I thought that is someone you are smart as an artist, that you are deep in your thinking and you really are serious about it. You want to learn, you want to absorb. You're taking that moment in and you're choosing somebody that doesn't just, like I said, that just didn't make you feel good, came up and sang next to you, one of your idols, or Kelly, for all of the reasons that she's a great musician and coach, but you really thought about it. And I just thought that was very impressive to me that you did,
Oh man.
that you made that choice. And I hope you get everything out of that you hope to. Um, your
Yeah.
mom and dad, you mentioned them. I love that opening scene where your mom, you guys are looking at when they did a little vignette on you and you're looking at the photos on the walls, like people that have come before you, and you tell your mom, don't say anything. There's a boom right there.
Oh my God. My mom, I love my mother. Shout out to my
What's your
mother.
mom's name? Let's tell me your mom
Her
and
name is
dad's name.
Dorothy. My
Dorothy.
mother name is Dorothy and my dad's name is Lennox.
Okay.
Um, and my mom had already said something that I was like, Mom, no, because they had me
Yeah,
mic'd,
you're mic'd
and I
up.
believe they had him mic'd too, like literally with the lapel mic. But then there's a huge boom mic just sitting over our heads, and I like just go and peruse the plaques on the wall, and my mom had already said something. I'm like, Mom, please, because I don't know
Dorothy,
what they're
please.
capturing. I don't know how they're going to edit this. I don't know what's going to happen, but just, my mom, she's great. She's a writer. She's an author. She's very good with her words, but she's also a mother. She was also a very excited mother.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was so supportive. So that can
I
point
like
to a
that.
little
I
bit.
like that scene. Uh, maybe Dorothy should be a commentator.
Oh my
uh,
God! Don't tell her that. Yeah, she should be. She absolutely
um,
should be though.
well, that's one of the I think the sweet things about the show is that it feels like everybody's authentic and that
Yes,
it's real life, it's real people, and behind the
yes, it
scenes
is.
in this big music industry, and I think that was touching. How much does your
Yeah,
faith play a role in your music, Jeremy? And how often do you rely on your faith over the years?
man, my faith plays a huge role. It's a daily thing for me because if it was just me by myself, I absolutely wouldn't be here. Um, I definitely don't. I know my talent alone hasn't gotten me here. It hasn't gotten me half the beautiful blessings that I've had. It's because of my faith, and it's because of um, my belief in a higher power, um, that and my destiny. I know that I'm destined to do what I do. Um, and as I get older, you just want to do things with purpose. You don't want to just do things. You just want to do everything with purpose. And my purpose is to touch people. My purpose is to um, show gratitude. I want people to know I'm grateful to have this gift. And when I sing, I want you to feel that. I want you to get free, and whatever's you know burdening you. I want to be able to sing, and that burden is lifted. You know, even if it's just for that moment. So I know that that's not just going to be me doing that. That's something that I'm blessed with by God, and I'm here to be used. So yeah.
All right, so dream with me a little bit here. You
Okay,
win The Voice. What's next? What's your next step
man. If
in
I
your solo
win the
career that you're
voice,
working on?
if I win the voice, I'm definitely going to immediately start working on an album, um, and figure out the best way to connect with people that helped me get here, and figure out the best way to give back by giving my music, and um, traveling and showing up in these cities where people may have watched the show, or people may support my music, or introduce myself to people in those cities. Music and showing up, however I can do that.
And I know
um,
you've thought about this. How far will you go? How far do you want to go? When you imagine you and your success and your career another 20 years from now, what
Man,
what will that look like? And when will you have that moment, or maybe you've already had that, where you let out your breath and you just say, I've made it. I'm happy right here. Has
I
that already
mean,
happened? Maybe even though you want more.
I definitely want more because I want to give more, and I think that has been something that is kind of driving me lately, is just wanting to give more. So I'm like never in a place where I'm like, I made it, because I definitely I definitely have not made it, in a sense of where I can just relax. um when my parents are retired and my family's okay, and we're not worried about the things that we're worried about today, then I'll be like, okay, you know
Mhm.
but
I'm
until
going to
then, I
hold
want to
you to
continue
that.
to give.
I'm going to
Yes,
hold you
please
to
do.
that.
Please
Because
do. Please
you
do.
know, it's just, I think, especially with someone like you that's driven and you want so much and you want to give back so much, you never know when you do have to stop along the way and say, I've done a lot. Like you right now, you have accomplished a lot more than most people will in there, that want to be in this business and do what you do. Some may never reach the level of success that you're at right now, but you want more, and that we always want more, to give back, to retire our parents, to buy them a home, to be comfortable ourselves. And
Yeah.
it's hard to say that's success. That's enough.
Right.
But let
Yeah,
me,
that's very
yeah, that's where the house plants. What is the deal with the house plants?
oh my God.
You got
Oh
a green
man.
thumb, I hear.
So, I'm from the East Coast, where it's humid, and there's moisture in the air. The trees are there to help keep the air a little clean, but here in California it's a little different. So, I've been here for 10 years, and I've learned over the years that it's important to have plants in your home, um, along with your air purifier. But the plants also serve as, to me, it's the energy, that I keep in my home, and
Mhm.
it's peaceful. It's nature. I love nature. I'm a little bit of a hippie, a little bit. Um,
Nothing
so
wrong with
I'm
that.
just,
I like that.
yeah, I love nature, man, and I don't have any children or pets or anything like that because I'm
Do
gone
you
so much.
do you keep them alive? Are you able to keep them alive? Because I
They
can
are
never keep. I get one plant. I
they're
go.
doing very well.
This is gonna be the one that lives, and it doesn't live.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
It's
they're
hard.
doing very well. I don't know. I don't know what I can't say like I'm the man. you know, it just so happens that, I talk to them
I was gonna
like
say,
they
do you
say talk
sing
to
to
your
them?
plants. I do not sing. I don't
Oh,
sing. I don't like
plants
unless I'm with my
supposedly love
friends.
singing, don't they? Music,
It's
scientifically
just not
proven, they
something that I
grow
do. I
better.
don't walk around the house singing. Like maybe I should, but I do talk to
But
them. I keep them watered.
don't change a thing. If you're not killing them, I would just, I,
Exactly. Maybe they'll die if I start singing. So I
yeah,
don't know.
you might mess up the ecosystem there somehow. You
Exactly.
start singing.
Yeah, I just, I show them love, and I show them respect. I try to keep my house clean, and keep them clean and in a nice area, and they're beautiful. They're green,
Do they have
and
names?
they do have names, but they change so much because one of the plants that I have was a gift, and it came with a name already, and then I was like, wait, what is the name again? And then I would call, and I was like, I'm just gonna change it,
I'm gonna call you
and I
something else.
changed the names, and um, so I'm going to get these placard, the stickers that have their name on. I'm going to put that on there. So
So you have that many plants that you forget their names. That's amazing.
not
And they're
many.
living.
I would like to have a lot, but right now I think I have like 10.
That's a
Yep,
that's
10.
9 more than I can keep alive. So congratulations. Are
Yeah,
any of
10.
them named after voice coaches?
That is hilarious. You know, no, but I do see a Kelly, and I just got one because I usually get some from the farmers market, and I think I'm going to name this latest one that I have Kelly
What's a
because
what's a Kelly plant like? What is that?
this
What
plant
type of plant is that?
it loves humidity. It thrives in humidity, so I try to keep it misted every day, and it does. They don't like to be necessarily cold. I like to be cold, um, but they don't necessarily like to be cold. So we got to figure out a happy medium,
Mm,
and
it's a
I think
relationship.
kind of yeah, it reminds me of Kelly. So yeah,
So before we go, I want to, you mentioned I want to give a plug too, if you'd like to. You do vocal coaching. So are you available for vocal coaching now? If
yes, I
someone
am.
wanted to contact you?
Yes, if you want to contact me for coaching, please, you can contact me. Um, my email is on my Instagram page.
I'll give it out here. I've
Um,
got it. I'm going to give it out in just a minute.
okay,
I'll
yeah,
give
please.
that out for you.
Yeah, hit me up, and I have different packages. I am a holistic coach. I believe that singing is not just about the technicalities, but it's about everything plays a role in it. From what you eat to what you believe about yourself to what you profess. It all plays a role, and yeah, some of my students, they can say some interesting things about me because I'm very passionate. But I love coaching. I love helping people just as much as I love being on stage myself. I think I love it equally. So
Is there
hit me
anybody?
up. Come see me.
Yeah, and stay tuned. I'm going to give that address out in just a moment
Okay.
and your Instagram handle. Anybody that you
Okay.
like, final words for you, Jeremy? Anybody you want to thank or shout
Oh
out to,
man,
or so
so
many?
many people. Oh my God. My mom, my dad, my sister who's in the living room on the phone right now. She's such a huge supportive system for me. My whole family, man. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here either. They have carried me, supported me, my friends, the DMV, the whole DMV, Baltimore, DC, PG County, all my people here in LA. Um, who else? Amp Harris, you already know, my big brother. Thank you so much for everything that you've instilled in me. If you don't know Amp Harris, he's the mayor, okay, of Indianapolis, the
Mm.
mayor, not the real mayor, but he's just a great person, and he's been a mentor to me these past couple of years, and I'm really grateful to him. Everybody that's played a role in my life over these years. Thank you, thank
Well,
you.
we're all supporting you, and I want to see you go far in the voice. So to book Jeremy Keith for your
Yes,
vocal training, go to, or here's his email, the real Jeremy Keith at gmail.com. The
yes,
real
yes,
Jeremy Keith at gmail.com. And if you forget that, you can go to Instagram, Jeremy Keith underscore. I'm going to put all this in
yes.
the podcast copy so you can find it there if you forget and you don't have a pen right now. On
Yes.
season 29 of NBC's The Voice, which airs Mondays, 9, 8 Central, The Voice follows the strongest vocalists from across the country and invites them to compete in this season's blockbuster vocal competition. It's a whole new game. The Voice Battle of Champions introduces an amped up competition with returning stars Adam Levine, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend. These champion coaches return to their chairs to discover incredible talent in a season full of thrilling twists, fan favorite guests, and spectacular performances. Let the showdown begin. You can watch The Voice Monday again at 9, 8 Central on NBC and the next day on Peacock, which is when I watch it. You can stream now by going to pck.tv. Get the Voice official app. I'm going to put this in the handle there too, but it's the Voice official app. It's that easy. Okay, and what else? What you can find? I'm going to give all this stuff out in the in the podcast copy. I'm going to give you all the handles to the Voice, to Jeremy Keith, and don't forget the Jeremiah Show airs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Friday nights on Radio Evolve Rocks in Santa Barbara. We're also on 10 other stations around the world, and that's in the copy as well. Tune in, listen more, and evolve. Uh, Jeremy, we're about to play your new single, Try. You want to set it up for us before we go? Yeah, we're going to play it right now for you. Jeremy, best of luck on The Voice. We're rooting for you, my friend. And please come back anytime. Keep in touch. And now here is Jeremy Keith with his new single, Try. Thank you, Jeremy.